I started crying at the end of one of my posts. I didn't even bother changing it because I know I'm not going to stop. But since I had started a conversation about what had happened in that church, it really had me thinking, like, my mindset and where in the world I must have really been in a bad place. I'm going to give you an example. This is like one of the many repairs that I've done in the homes that we've lived in. Every single house, I've always done some repairs, and I enjoyed it. It's like an outlet for me, kind of helps me get my creativity out. I even redid the kitchen. I may post some pictures of that later. I had a really beautiful home, 3 bedrooms. We were on 3 acres. We had a pond in the back, a nice deck, but never happy. But here's the point. All those repairs I've done, I was with a person that would watch me. Just watch me not lift one finger. And with this particular repair, which is what really made me think about it, was he was sitting on the couch and he's watching me cut each piece to the fireplace, measure, walk back and cut. And he would sit there and say, well, you need to fix this piece or that, giving me instructions. I'm walking back and forth. I know it had to have been for a good 45 minutes while he sat there and watched me and never helped. The TV got mounted because my son helped me. And what I found interesting is anytime I did some kind of repairs, there was this intentional effort not to help me, because it was like they know when I put my mind to something, it's going to get done. There's nothing that I haven't done or been a part of that hasn't been successful. No job, and I don't care what anybody says, there's been no job that hasn't gotten better. When I was at that hospital, I could clean up all of the floors they sent me. Every school that I have been into has shown improvement within the first year of me being there. And so I know I have the capacity to be successful, and people know that. And so they go out of their way to make things more difficult for me. And so I've kind of had to get everything I wanted out of the mud. And it's so interesting how there's such a spiritual element to this, and it impacts not only how you operate, but how you think. I sat there knowing in my spirit that I felt diminished and unworthy of help by allowing this man to sit there and not help me with that project, not lift one finger, not having any type of inspiration to help me. But here's what people will do. People like that. When company came, it was, oh, look what I did. Or enjoying it, having your friends over and sitting in a warm home, because I always made sure that my space, even in this chaos, is warm and inviting. I always decorated a tree every year. Like one year, my son graduated from U of M, and I did a U of M tree. I might put pictures of that too. But every year, my trees had themes or colors, and I would change the pillows and, put decorations around the fireplace and make sure everybody had presents. But he took credit for all of that. He enjoyed the benefits of my work without providing any support or any help. And that is a form of spiritual siphoning of energy. And people are very intentional when they do things like this. And that the constant abuse suppresses your desire, suppresses your self-worth in believing that you deserve more. And that's what I mean. We think of things in a physical thing because physically you can go to a police station and report abuse, but there is no place to report here in the physical. emotional or spiritual abuse, but it is so prevalent and so much more impactful on your life because you can heal from bruises or broken legs or feet, but you cannot heal from emotional, spiritual, or mental abuse until it's recognized and you address it and you get in environments where it no longer impacts you. So be aware. That's the other thing is they take away your awareness of what they're doing and awareness of yourself. My brain was so tossed and turned when I finally got out of that situation. I could not concentrate for longer than 5 minutes. I had to really, really work on that. But what was so prevalent to me is this has been going on with me my whole life. When you are in a mode of where you want to manifest or dream about what you want, it all begins in your mind. It all begins in your imagination. And that's why they work so hard to prevent us from being in an imaginative state. They want to make everything concrete and make everything physical and only in what you see. So they love to keep your mind worn down and distracted with all types of things around you. That prevents you from doing that. But do you know, I could not close my eyes and imagine myself in any form or fashion. I could not picture my face. I could not picture me doing any type of anything until I left that situation. And it's almost like they erased who I was to the core. And that's what I've been fighting for. And I think God knows the intensity of this battle for me in particular. I wouldn't say that anybody having to deal with this should have to be isolated completely for 3 years. But what I'm saying is, once you create the awareness for what you need and what you want, you don't have to figure out the how. God does it for you. And if you're willing to surrender to divine timing, because that's what gets a lot of people caught up, is not understanding divine timing. Divine timing is not linear. It's not about the passing of time. It's about creating the appropriate circumstances and situations and removing blockages so that you will be successful in whatever God has for you to do in your life. Yeah, I guess I had to get that out after my last crying post. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day in and on purpose.